Silence. Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about the Faraday's laws of electricity, where we discussed how the strength of current passing through electrolytic solutions is influencing the amount of substance deposited or liberated. We discussed the quantitative relationship between the amount of substance deposited or liberated and the strength of current passing through the electrolytic solutions. And also we discussed the Faraday's second law, where we discussed how the amount of substance deposited is depending upon the equivalent mass of the substance. Okay, and also we discussed some numericals based on the Faraday's first law, Faraday's second law. We discussed how to calculate the strength of the current, how to calculate the amount of substance deposited, and also how to calculate the electrochemical equivalent Z. Okay. Now, in this process of electrolysis, one thing we found that the amount of substance deposited or liberated at the electrode depends upon the strength of the current passing through the conductor at a given time. And these ions here the ions are responsible for the flow of current. Now we will discuss today, we will discuss how these electrolytes are conducting the current. What are the factors which are affecting the conductance of an electrolyte, or what is the resistance offered for an electrolyte for the flow of electric current. Okay. So all total we will discuss resistance and conductance of the electrolyte. Okay. So electrolyte resistance and conductance, electrolytic resistance, electrolytic resistance and conductance that we will discuss today. So in this header, first of all we will discuss about the Ohm's law, basically applicable for the electronic conductors. Okay. So what is your Ohm's law? First we will discuss what is your Ohm's law. Okay. So see, what says this law? This said that the strength of current I passing through a given conductor is proportional to the potential difference applied across the conductor. And also the strength of the current passing through a given conductor is proportional to the inverse proportional to the resistance of the conductor. So for a given conductor of a specific length and specific area of cross section, the strength of current depending upon the potential difference applied across the conductor. Now, if for that conductor the strength of the current I again will depend upon what to do, inversely to the resistance of the conductor. Okay. So what we can write? We can write I equal to what? E by R. Okay. Or E equal to what? IR. So according to Ohm's law, the strength of current passing through a given conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied and inversely to the resistance. Okay. That means so I equal to what? E by R, or you can say E equal to IR. This is called what your Ohm's law. Here what is I? I is what your strength of current. Strength of current passing through the electrolyte, through the conductor, passing through, okay, or conductor. And R is what your resistance of the conductor, resistance of the conductor. Now E is what your potential difference applied across the conductor, potential difference applied across the conductor, okay. So I is the strength of the current passing through the conductor, R is the resistance, and E the potential difference applied across the conductor. Then I equal what your E by R or E equal to IR. This is called what your Ohm's law. Now what is your resistance actually? Resistance R. Resistance is the opposition or hindrance offered by the conductor for the flow of the current, okay. So resistance of a conductor is the hindrance or opposition offered by the conductor for the flow of the current, and this resistance varies directly with the length of the conductor and inversely to the area of the cross section. So if R is the resistance of the conductor, okay, and L is the length of the conductor and A is the area of cross section of the conductor, then what you can say? R proportional to L or R proportional to 1 by A, okay. So this implies what I can write, R proportional to what L by A, or you can say what, let's see, or R is equal to rho L by A, okay. So what you can say now, L is what? L is what your length of conductor, length of conductor. A is what your area of cross section, area of cross section, okay. R is what your resistance, okay. So what? R proportional to L, R proportional to 1 by A, therefore R proportional to L by A, therefore R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is called what your specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor or resistivity of the conductor, okay. So that we see if you increase the length of the conductor, then the resistance will increase, and if you increase the if you decrease the area of cross section of the conductor, then the resistance will increase, okay. So here rho is called what your specific resistance or the resistivity of the conductor. Now the unit of R, the R is ohm, R is the resistance, and the unit of R is what your ohm. So the unit of R is what your ohm, is represented as the symbol ohm, okay. Now we have R is equal to rho L by A, okay. So rho is equal to rho is equal to RA by L. Rho equal to what? RA by L. Now, if A equal to 1 cm square, L is equal to 1 cm, then rho is equal to R. That means what? Specific resistance or resistivity of a conductor is the resistance offered by a conductor of 1 centimeter square area of cross section and 1 centimeter of length, that is your 1 cm cube volume. So, if the volume of the conductor is 1 cm cube, then the resistance of the conductor is equal to the specific resistance rho. Okay. So, here the unit of rho equal to what? R into A by L. Okay. That is what? R your ohm and A is what? Cm square by L is what? Cm. So, what? Ohm cm. Okay. So, unit of specific resistance is what? Ohm cm. Okay. Resistance is what? Ohm, and this is what? Ohm cm. Okay. So, resistance of a conductor is the hindrance or opposition offered by the conductor for the flow of the current. Okay. And this resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and inverse proportional to the area of cross section. So, R proportional to L, R proportional to 1 by A, or R equal to L by A, or you can say R equal to rho L by A. So, here rho is the specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor. Now, so you can say R equal to rho L by A or rho equal to RA by L. Okay. Now, if I take A equal to 1 cm square and L equal to 1 cm, that means if I take the conductor of 1 centimeter cube of volume, then rho equal to R. So, specific resistance or resistivity of a conductor is the resistance offered by a conductor of unit length, okay, unit volume, okay, 1 cm cube. Now, next is your, let us see, conductance. Okay. Now, what is your conductance? Then we will go for what is your specific conductance. Okay. Now, what is the conductance? Conductance is the ease of flow of current. Okay. It is the reciprocal of resistance. Okay. Right. Conductance. See. So, conductance is the ease of flow of current for a conductor. Okay. How easily the conductor can allow the passage of the electric current through it. The C equal to what? C equal to what? 1 by R. It is the reciprocal of resistance. Conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. That is what? C is equal to 1 by R. Here C is called what? Conductance. C is called what? Conductance. Now, so unit of conductance C is equal to 1 by ohm, that is what? Ohm inverse, or also you can say MHO. Okay. So, unit of C conductance is what? Ohm inverse, or you say MHO. Okay. You can symbolically depend on ohm inverse. Okay. Now next is what is the specific conductance. Read as a kappa. Okay. So what is your specific conductance? It is the reciprocal of specific resistance. Okay. It is the reciprocal of specific resistance. Specific resistance. That is what your kappa equal what your 1 by rho. But we know rho equal to R A by L. So 1 by rho equal to what your R A by L. Or you can write this equal to 1 by R into L by A. Okay. So kappa is equal to 1 by R into L by A is equal to. This 1 by R is what your conductance here we have taken C. So C into L by A. Okay. So and this C is what your conductance. Okay. So specific conductance, specific conductance kappa, okay, is equal to conductance C, conductance C into L by A called what your cell constant. L by A. So specific conductance equal what your conductance C into cell constant L by A. Now see, if I will take, if L is equal to 1 cm and A equal to 1 cm square, that is the conductor is of 1 cm cube volume, then what? Then what? Kappa equal to C. When length of the conductor is 1 cm and the area of course is 1 cm square, that means the conductor is of 1 cm cube volume, unit volume, then kappa equal to C, that is the specific conductance is equal to conductance. So what you can say, specific conductance is the conductance offered by a conductor of 1 centimeter length and 1 cm square area of cross section. Or you can say specific conductance kappa is the conductance offered by a conductor of unit volume. Okay. Now here you see. So unit of kappa, specific conductance. C into L by A, C into L by A. So C is what your conductance, what your ohm inverse. C equal 1 by R, ohm inverse into L is what your Cm by A is what your Cm square. So what your ohm inverse, Cm inverse. Okay. So unit of kappa is what your ohm inverse, Cm inverse. Now if we extend this concept to an electrolyte, then the specific conductance of an electrolyte is the conductance offered by all the ions present in 1 centimeter cube volume of the electrolytic solution. Okay. So specific conductance for an electrolyte is the conductance offered by all the ions present in 1 cm cube volume of the electrolytic solution. Now we compare, we will take two electrolyte solutions of different concentrations. If the concentrations are different, then the number of ions per unit volume of the two solutions are different. That means the specific condenser will be different. So what you can say, the specific condenser changes with the change in concentration. If you go for dilution, what happen? The concentration, if you dilute the solution, the number of ions per unit volume of the solutions will decrease, hence the specific condenser will decrease. For this purpose, we cannot take specific condenser to compare the condenser of two different electrolytes, because the specific condenser is changing with change in concentration. If we have different concentrations, then the number of ions per unit volume will be different, and hence the specific condenser will be different. So what you can say, the specific condenser, specific conductance decreases with increase in dilution. So on dilution, the number of ions per unit volume decreases, and hence the electrolytic condenser will decrease. So because with change in concentration the specific condenser changes, that's why we cannot take this value to compare the condenser of different electrolytes. So if you want to compare the electrolytic condenser for a given electrolytes, for the given electrolytes, the number of ions must be same per unit volume. So if the number of ions are same, then we can compare the electrolytic conductance. So for this purpose, what we are doing, we are taking the gram equivalent of the electrolyte or gram mole of the electrolyte. So let us take 1 gram equivalent of two different electrolytes. Now the number of ions per unit volume will be same. So at that moment we can compare the electrolytic condenser. So to compare the electrolytic condenser, we are taking whatever number of gram equivalents or number of moles. Accordingly, we have equivalent condenser and we have molar condenser. So we can compare the electrolytic condenser either taking your equivalent condenser or taking your molar condenser. Okay, so let us see what is your equivalent condenser. What is your equivalent condenser? Okay. So what is your equivalent condenser? Equivalent condenser is the conducting power of all the ions present when 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte is taken in the solution. Okay. So what we will do? We will take 1 gram equivalent of the electrolytes, so that the number of ions will be fixed. Hence, it will be easy to compare the conductance. Okay. So equivalent conductance lambda eq. So what this is? This is what it is the conducting power of all the ions present in 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte. So it is the conducting power of all the ions present in 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte. Okay. Now let 1 gram equivalent of electrolyte is taken, okay, with 2 electrodes of 1 cm square area of cross section each, and the distance between them and the distance between the electrodes is 1 cm. So because the electrolytic solutions, the electrodes are what? Are 1 cm apart, and the area of cross section is 1 cm square. So what you can say? The conductance offered by a conductor of unit length 1 cm length and 1 cm square area of cross section is equal to what? Your specific conductance. So because I am here the length is 1 cm and area is 1 cm square, so the conductance C is equal to what? The specific conductance kappa. Again, in this 1 cm cube volume, how much of electrolytes we have taken? We have taken 1 gram equivalent of electrolytes. And here I have told you the equivalent conductance is the conducting power of all the ions present in 1 gram equivalent of electrolytes. So because I have taken 1 gram equivalent of electrolytes, so whatever conducting power will be there, that is equal to what? That will be equal to equivalent conductance. That is equal to what? Lambda. Okay. So if I have taken 1 gram equivalent of electrolytes between the 2 electrodes of 1 centimeter length and 1 cm square area of cross section, then kappa equal to lambda is equal to C. Or simply you can say, what is the kappa, okay, lambda eq equal to what? Kappa. Where 1 cm cube is the volume of the electrolytic solutions. Okay. So for 1 cm cube volume of electrolyte lambda eq equal to what? Kappa. Equal to what? Kappa. Now for VCM cube of electrolyte, if I take VCM cube, then lambda eq what? Kappa into V. Where V is what? Volume of the electrolyte in CC. Clear? Now we have normality normality N equal to what your 1000 into W by V into equal mass. The normality of a solution is what your, the normality of a solution is the number of gram equivalents of the electrolyte of the substance present per liter of solutions. Okay, normality is what, is the number of gram equivalents of a substance present per liter of the solutions. So this is a method of expressing the concentration of solutions. Here you see N equal to 1000 W by V into equal to weight, and this W by E is called what here? Here the W by E is what? Number of gram equivalents. Okay, and here W by E is equal to 1 taken, we have taken, because we have taken here what? We have taken 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte. Okay, so because I have taken 1 gram equivalent of electrolyte, so W by E equal to 1. So therefore N is equal to 1000 into 1 by V. Okay, or V equal to what? 1000 by N, normality. So here N is what? N is what? Normality of solution, and V is what? Volume of solution in cc. Now we have here question 1. We have lambda EQ equal to kappa into V equal to kappa into V is what? 1000 by N. Okay, 1000 by N. Okay, so therefore lambda EQ is equal to 1000 into kappa by N, where N is what? Normality of a solution. So here, because we have taken 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte, so if you take different electrolytes, so okay, with the 1 gram equivalent each, so then the number of ions will be same. Then after we can compare the electrolytic contents. Okay, so here lambda equal to 1000 to K by normality. Okay. Now see, what you can say. Now what will be the unit of lambda EQ? Unit of lambda EQ. See, lambda equal to 1000 kappa by N. So unit of lambda EQ is equal to unit of kappa by what? Unit of N. So kappa is what? Specific quantity is what? Ohm inverse Siemens inverse divided by normality is what? Gram equivalents per cc per cm3. Okay, so is what? Ohm inverse Siemens inverse gram equivalent inverse into cm3 equal what? Ohm inverse cm square gram equivalent inverse. Unit of lambda EQ. So equal to the unit of equivalent quantity what? Ohm inverse cm square gram equivalent inverse. Okay. Now similarly we can also take what? Molar conductance. What? Molar conductance So what is the molar concentration? Molar conductance lambda m. So like equivalence, so molar conductance is the conducting power of all the ions present in 1 mole of the electrolyte. Now take different electrolytes of 1 mole each. So the number of ions will be same. Then after we can compare the conductance. Okay. So here, so it is the conducting power of all the ions present for mole of the electrolyte or mole of the electrolyte. Okay. So if 1 mole of electrolyte taken, okay, between 2 electrodes of 1 cm square area each and separated by 1 cm length, then what you can say, because the length between the conductor is 1 cm and area of cross is 1 cm square, that means is your unit volume, 1 cm cube is the volume. So the conductance offered by this conductor is equal to what your specific conductance. Okay. So the C is equal to kappa here. Again, because in this 1 cm cube of the volume, I have taken how many moles? 1 mole, and by definition, so the conducting molar conductance is the conducting power of all the ions present in 1 mole of electrolytes. So because I have taken here 1 mole, this is also equal to what? Lambda m. Or you can say what? Kappa or lambda m equal to kappa. That means molar condensation is equal to specific condensation. Here when 1 cm cube is the volume. If volume is V cm cube, okay, for what? For 1 cm cube volume. Therefore, for V cm cube volume, lambda m equal to kappa into V. Okay. So here you can see the so lambda m equal to kappa into V. Now see, if we have molarity m, okay, equal to whatever 1000 into W by V into molecular mass. So molarity is one of the way of expressing the concentration of solutions. It is what? It is the number of moles of the substance dissolved per liter of the solutions, and number of moles is what? Mass by molecular mass. So if W amount of the electrolyte is dissolved with molecular mass mm, then W by mm is called what? Number of moles. Number of moles present per liter is called what? Molarity m. So here I have taken 1 mole. That means what? W by m is 1. Okay. So here W by mm equal to number of moles is equal to 1. Okay. Therefore molarity m is equal to 1000 by V. or therefore V equal to 1/3 by molarity. So therefore, if you put in this equation 1, lambda m is equal to kappa into V is value 1000 by m, where m is value molarity. So molar condensation lambda m is value 1000 kappa by molarity. Okay. So in that case it is 1000 kappa by normality. Okay. Now what will be the unit of this lambda m? Same thing. This is what you ohm inverse, same inverse. This is what you the molarity number of moles per liter. Okay. So mole per cm2 will get what you ohm inverse cm square or mole inverse will be the unit of your lambda m. Okay. So unit of lambda m is what your simply unit of kappa by unit of molarity m what your ohm inverse cm inverse divided by what your mole by cm cube. Okay. So this is what your is equal to what your ohm inverse cm square mole inverse unit of lambda m. So unit of molar condensation is what your ohm inverse cm square per mole inverse. Okay. Now if you compare between lambda m and lambda eq, that is the relationship between lambda eq and lambda m. So what will get? We know equal condensation is equal to what? 1000 into kappa by normality. Okay. And lambda m is equal to what? 1000 into kappa by molarity. Okay. So if you take the ratio, suppose lambda eq by lambda m, lambda eq by lambda m equal what? 1000 into kappa by n normality into okay m molarity by 1000 into kappa. Okay. So lambda eq by lambda m is equal to what? M by n, where m is what? M is what? Molarity. N is what? Normality. Okay. Again I can say lambda eq by lambda m. Now m is molarity is what? 1000 into W by V into molecular mass into normality is what? 1000 double by V into equal mass. So what you can say? V into equal mass divided by 1000 into W. So what you can say? Lambda eq by lambda m is equal to molarity by normality is equal to equal mass by molecular mass. Okay. So here m is what? Your molecular mass is what? Your equivalent mass. So this is the your equivalent condensation and molar condensation technique which we can compare the electrolytic condensation of different electrolytes. Okay. Now in the further we will discuss what are the factors that are affecting the condensation. Okay. Before that we will have some numerical based on these equivalent condensation, molar condensation and specific condensation. Okay. So here are the numericals based on the equivalent condensation, molar condensation and other types of condensation. See question number 1, 0.05 molar MaO solution. That means here molarity of the solution is given. Okay, molarity M is equal to 0.05 molar M. Offered by a resistance of 31.6 ohm. तो resistance R is equal to 31.6 ohm. Okay. In a conducting cell at 298 Kelvin, that means at room temperature. The cell constant is 0.376 cm inverse. Cell constant L by A is equal to 0.376 cm inverse. Calculate the molar conductivity. Lambda M. Molar conductivity. Okay. Now we know lambda M is equal to 1000 into kappa by molarity. Okay. And kappa is equal to what? 1 by R into L by A. Okay. So space constant is equal to 1 by R into cell constant L by A. So what you can say, lambda M is equal to 1000 into kappa means what? 1 by R into L by A. Okay. Divided by what? Molarity. So what I can write is equal to 1000 into 1 by R given 1 by 31.6 into L by A is what? Cell constant given 0.376 divided by molarity given how much? 0.05. Okay, that is what is equal to 1000 into 1 by 31.6 into 0.376 whole divided by 0.05. Okay, and this is equal to 237. Specific conductance 1.342 in 10 power minus 2 ohm inverse series. So what? Question number 2. Specific conductance kappa is equal to what? 1.342 into 10 power of minus 2 ohm inverse C inverse given. Placed in a cell with the parallel electrode. The resistance was found to be 170.5 ohm. R is equal to 170.5 ohm. Area of electrode is 1.86 cm square. So given here A equal to what? 1.86 cm square. Now find out the distance between the electrodes. That means L. What is your L? We have kappa is equal to 1 by R into L by A. Okay, or you can write L by R A. So kappa is equal to L by R A. Simply I say L is equal to kappa into R into A. Kappa given how much? 1.342 into 10 power minus 2 into R given how much? 170.5 and A given how much? 1.86. Okay, or this is equal to, look at what? 4.25 cm. Okay, so so L is equal to what? 4.25 cm. Okay, so in this way we can calculate the length of the conductor. Okay, thank you. In the next class we will discuss about the factors of affecting current. Okay.